Does it feel like your house falls apart the minute you sit down? You clean one room, turn around, and it's chaos again. Let's fix that with something really simple. Quick 10-minute resets. If you're a mom who dreams of that homestead life you see on Instagram, but you feel like you'd need an extra 12 hours in your day to make it happen, along with another set of hands, then Simply Living Homestead is for you. Hi, I'm Amanda, wife, mama, and milkmaid. I've learned the secret to simplifying my time and homestead to make room for the moments that matter. If you're ready to get time back in your day, manage your home with ease, and train your children in the way they should go, grab your pitchfork and planner, friend. Let's get to work. Are you getting Simply Living Homestead's emails in your inbox? Each week, we share encouragement and tips to help you run your homestead smoothly. You'll also be the first to hear about upcoming offers and maybe even see some photos of our baby animals in our farm newsletters. Go to simplylivinghomestead.com/newsletter to get signed up, or click the link in the description box below. Welcome back to the Homestead Friend. Today, we are going to be talking about room resets. Short, tidy routines that keep your home livable day after day. You will learn how to pick one space, create a 10-minute reset routine that helps your home breathe again. They really shouldn't be taking you that long. Now, I understand when you are first building a muscle, it can take you longer than 10 minutes. Sometimes my resets took me 30 minutes. And the main reason for that was I didn't have a home for everything. My house was disorganized. Things would get laid out because we didn't actually know where they went. So on top of this, we are going to have to do some decluttering, and we're going to have to be doing some organizing. And next month, we are going to be talking about that. We're going to start into a little bit more about home organization rather than just time organization. We're going to kind of be working through this. So if you haven't already subscribed, friend, please do subscribe. Hit the follow button if you're on Spotify. Hit the follow button. I guess it's a follow button on Apple too. Hi, welcome. So I'm really glad you're here, and I'm really excited to be sharing all of this with you. And I need you to understand, especially if you're new, or even if you're not, I need you to understand, I have been there. Not that long ago, it really does feel like, and there are parts of my home that are still that way, where they don't really have a home. The things inside of that space doesn't have a home. But even in some of those spaces, they have enough of a home at this point that I can kind of do a reset when I'm leaving the area. And consistency is the thing that has really gotten me there. Just being consistent in one small area, and then it'll help translate over into the next room or the next space inside of the room. And it will build upon each other, and it will feel easier the more you do it. So I feel like I've been saying this every single episode this last month, but you've got to pick something, and it's going to have to be small. It's got to be less than you think is going to make a difference, but it's going to make a difference because it compounds. And it's going to get faster, and it's going to get easier because it's getting set up for how you actually live in it. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress and practice and moving forward into a life that actually embodies how you want to live. Okay? And I know that wasn't terribly about me, but I am speaking from experience. This has been a journey, and it's been a really good one, and it's been tough sometimes. And I know if you're sitting at the beginning of this and looking at it, this can feel really exhausting. And so I'm going to just drop this. I will be offering something really soon to help you with that really overwhelmingness that this feels. But for now, The podcast is here. I am walking here beside you, and we're going to keep your home livable with short, intentional, tidy routines. That's what we're going to be talking about the rest of this episode. All right? Let's do it. So, resets are ending routines. When you have a routine stack, which if you have listened to the last couple of episodes, and if not, go listen to them, you have heard about tidy resets, tidy routines. A tidy routine is a reset, and it is where when you are finished with a space, you are going to tidy it, you're going to clean it up. It is the set of steps to finish being in that space before you move on. They are the opposite of your anchor routine. Your anchor routine was cooking. Your tidy routine is going to be cleaning the counters, the dishes, and, wiping off the surfaces and anything that spilled down the front of the counter because you're a klutz. Ask me how I know. So a reset is when you have finished doing things in your space, you are going to clean it up. Okay? Now, you're like, well, duh, Amanda. But, this is hard. This is hard to implement. It's hard to remember to do. You want to move on to the next thing. You're being called away. We need to stop and we need to take 10 minutes. If you have to set a timer and say, I'm going to work on this for 10 minutes. If it's not done, that's fine. But I'm going to get 10 minutes closer to the end of the goal. Do that. Do that. Your goal is roughly 10 minutes. We are just going to be putting it back to a position that we can work from it again. Okay, so not necessarily spotless. We're not deep cleaning anything. We are just returning the things to their homes. Okay, and I've already said this, but I have a note in here, so I'm going to say it again. Expect a learning curve. It's okay if this takes longer at first. Your systems will improve and resets will get easier. Okay, so you're going to think about resets by zones. Every main zone in your home, your kitchen, your laundry, your school area, your living room, they need their own tidy routines. And now as soon as I said that, you're like, whoa, that's a lot. They're all basically the same. They're just tailored to the space that you're in. So how do we do this? You are going to pick one space. Pick one, something where you kind of know what you would do to prep in that area. If you're already making food for your family, for example, this might be a really good place to start, where you're going to go into your kitchen and you are going to prep supper. So that is your anchor routine. At a certain time you need to start supper. And so you're going to go in there, you're going to do supper, you're going to pull out all the pans that you need, you're going to pull out the knife and the cutting board, and you're going to do all those things. And then either while it is cooking or when you have finished, you're going to take a couple of minutes. You're going to let your food set there. It's fine. Trust me, it is okay. And I'm saying this because I was this person that as soon as that food was done, it had better be served. And I'm realizing how many more recipes actually tell me to shut up and wait 10 minutes. So there's that. Yeah, it said, please rest 10 minutes after taking out of the oven. And I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. But you are going to take time, and I am going to take time to let that casserole rest 10 minutes like it told me, so it doesn't burn my poor 4-year-old's mouth or mine. I have a very sensitive mouth. And we are going to take that 10 minutes and at the very least, stack your dishes. If you can categorize your dishes, it's so much easier to wash them. I know that sounds kind of weird that you would take time to make sure all the plates are stacked and all the silverware are together, but for whatever reason, when you can grab one whole category and wash it, especially if you're hand washing, it takes so much less time. to do that so that at least most of your space is reset. So you can come in your evening reset, which we talked about last week. So go listen to that episode. You can come in at your evening reset and you can finish getting that kitchen into a space that you want to be in the next morning to make breakfast. Okay, you can do this after bathing all the kids for the night. Run everybody through baths, run everybody through their bedtime routine, and then reset the bathroom. Make sure that the toothpaste is wiped off the counter. Make sure that the towel is hung so that people can dry their hands or changed out or whatever you need to do. Like, it's just a couple of things. And all right, so now that I've kind of run through that, what are you going to actually do? How are we going to actually implement this? So you're going to pick one space and you are going to write down all the steps that you need to do to put it back to the order that it was in when you came into it. Now, if it's constantly dirty, the other thing you could ask yourself is, what do I need to do to put this into a space that I would be happy walking into? Or if company came over, what level would I be comfortable with? Now, I realize when I say that, some people would kind of really freak out because they're not comfortable with any amount of dirt. And I have some theories on that, and it's all good, okay? Like, everybody has different tolerances, and we will get into that in the future too. I'm so excited. I have so many things. So if I said, well, a company would come over, I'm talking about company that you are comfortable with, right? I'm not talking about your pastor or about the cousin or friend or whatever that you haven't seen in forever and you kind of want to impress. I'm not talking about that kind of company. I'm talking about your best friend that has seen your house messy, but you'd really like them to see it at least not really messy. For me, it's like company ready is like how I would want my mom to see it when I walk in. Like, I want my mom to actually see my house as being kind of clean. She doesn't. She gets to see it and it's chaos because she's my mom and I love her to death. But, like, you know, it's that kind of person where you're like, oh yeah, you could spontaneously come in, but I'd kind of like to, you know, you don't see that I live in complete chaos, right? Like that kind of level. So write down what you need to do to put it back into that. And I'm going to encourage you to keep it under 5 or 6 steps. You probably can't do more than 5 or 6 things unless you've micro broke them down like into tiny things, like put toothbrush in toothbrush holder. Like, that might be a little small of categories. Go a little bigger maybe, like, you know, put away all the toothbrush things, put away the, you know, all the utensils that you used for bed. Put away all the silverware, right? Like, kind of in a slightly bigger category will probably be less overwhelming. Don't break this down too much. But write down the steps that you need to do to get to your reset. All right, I realize I just used a lot of words to say, write down the steps for your reset. Great. Next step is post it near your calendar or command center so you see it daily. If you don't have a command center, just look around your house. Where is the space that has the most traffic? If people are moving through, the majority of your family are moving through on a regular basis. That is where your command center is going to go, and you're going to put it on that wall. And you are going to write it there. The other place you can put your reset is next to the place you actually need to reset. That's the other place you can put it. Okay? So depending on what the reset is, so my evening reset is posted at the command center because we're kind of cleaning the whole house. A bathroom routine might be stuck on the mirror for a little while until people know that, oh, this is the thing I have to do to reset my space. And then you're going to practice it for a week and watch how it changes your mornings and your evenings. Like, do you need to add something to it to make it feel better? Do you need to take something away because it actually fits better somewhere else? You're going to make those small tweaks and you're going to adjust to make your life flow better because you are cleaning up after yourself. Okay, so I'm going to run through those without explanation. Don't try to do the whole house. Pick one space, maybe the kitchen or the entryway. Write down the steps of your reset, post it near your calendar, your command center, or the space that you need to reset, and practice it for a week and see how it changes your mornings and your evenings, how it makes your life flow. Okay? Quick resets are going to keep your home livable. They're short, they're repeatable, they're powerful, they're perfect. Sorta. If you can do them, they work really well. I don't know if perfect was the word I wanted there, but well, that's me. You're a smart, small, one space, one tidy routine, and you'll build skill and confidence with every reset, every day, as you are working towards this life that you want to live and be proud of waking up to each day. If you haven't joined the Simply Living Homestead email list, I would encourage you to do so. We've got weekly encouragement, practical tips and routines, and just different things that are being shared over there. You will really enjoy getting those into your inbox. They are a lot of fun. I like seeing my own emails pop up in my inbox, which is saying something. So you'll get updates, occasionally some freebies, and occasionally some of the behind the scene homesteading type things. It was probably a month ago at this point, because I'm kind of pre-recording this, but I just shared baby kittens, so you can see those. The link is in the show notes. It's simplylivingHomestead.com/newsletter. We'll get you to a form that you can sign up for that. And I would love to see you getting my emails. We would love it. So until next week, I hope your resets go amazing. We'll see you next week. Hey neighbor, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share this episode with a friend who is knee-deep in their own homestead? Also, please leave me a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts. It thrills me to know that this podcast is helping you. Keep watching those sunsets, friend. I'll meet you back here on the homestead soon for another episode. See ya!